Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have a Samsung cell phone. This is a Samsung A50, exact model is an SM-A505F. And in this video I'm gonna go over how you can replace the screen. This one is really broken screen, but it still kind of works. If I turn on, I can see the finger sensor is working. And I'm gonna show you guys how step by step how to replace it the correct way. And I'll leave the link for the replacement part and the tools that I'll use in the video description. And there are two types of screens that they sell for this one. The one without the fingerprint and or this section right here, and one with it. And the only difference is, I'll explain later on, is not that you won't be able to go back to a fingerprint later on. You can, but if you purchase the different one, and let me just cover that right now. This one is much cheaper, but it will not detect your finger, and and it won't detect your finger pretty much on the top when you want to put digitizer, because right in here it should be a transparent section in here, because there's a camera right in here in the back on the board that can see through the screen and see your fingerprint. So, but this one doesn't have it, so that means you will not be. You have to put your passcode to go through to the system. So that's the only disadvantage, but it's much cheaper than having the one with the little circle, transparent circle in here, so you can detect it. But in the future, if you wanna, if these are the two price, if the price do go down with the one with the circle in the for the fingerprint, you can take it out, replace it, and it will detect your finger just fine, because the camera will be in there, just and won't be able to see through. All right, but these are like even less than a half the price, the one with the screen on it, with the little hole with the transparent section, right? In this case, the client wants to go with this one. Let's put that to one side, and in here we got the cell phone. So first thing first, we're gonna try to power it off. If you can't power on, it's fine. I'm gonna go over the tools that I'll be using. Tool number one, it's one sheet of the worktop towel. I think missing corner, so I'll go with two. And next is to grab a good screwdriver set. I'll be using an I50 screwdriver set, as they have one of the best screwdrivers out there. We're gonna use a 00 in this case. If you get the basic set, and then you will need an opening tool. For the opening tool, I'll be using a metallic guitar picks, a suitable to opening cases and covers. But if you get the pro set, they will include you with opening tools and some tweezers. If not, grab yourself a plastic spatula and curved tweezers, or straight tweezer. Doesn't have to be curved, actually. Right. You do need a glue. If you buy the package for the screen, they do include you one time you use a B7000 glue, just like especially made for the screens. But if you want to do a hobby and do a lot of change, you can buy a bigger section at T8000, which is a little better. We do a lot of screen replacement, so I have the bigger one here. Now, once you put the screen on, you can put it on a flat surface, put something heavy on top, so it can stay there for 6 to 7 hours, so it just glues down perfectly the screen. Or you can use a rubber bands, put few rubber bands over, so it can keep pressure over the screen. But my preferred version is clamps. We like to use these clamps. These are like a really good pressure clamps. You can put the screen and just tighten up the here, and will hold it. It will press firmly on top in the corners, and it will make a better contact. But you can put a FaceTime with a rubber band. That's fine too. All right. Anything else I missed? I'll let you know. Oh, you need a spatula, a metallic spatula, sharp one, or you can just grab yourself a cutter, this sort of cutter. All right. With all this said, let's get into it. First thing first, you want to remove the back cover. To remove the back cover, most people say, you know what, use a heat gun, hair dryer, heat it up to blend the adhesive. Don't do that. You can decolorate this beautiful color, a shiny thing on the back. This is plastic, or you can damage the lenses. So what I recommend is to grab the opening tool, the guitar pick, try to stick it between the bottom cover right in there, about just like this. You want to stick it right in there a little bit. And then you want to put an alcohol right on top of this one and let that thing draw right in there. And this will blend the adhesive really easy. And you want to go like this. Now move it around. Then you see it. And when you have a little more, this is the adhesive that is coming out, you see? The alcohol is the best for this. Put a little bit of more alcohol and just run it across, just like you trying to cut it up like this. Lift it up a little bit. Here I see there's more tension. The fumes from the alcohol, it does help a lot. You see a little more tension in there. There we go. You hear tiny click sounds, and there we have it. And there we go. So this is how you remove it. So right now, once we remove the back cover, we're gonna remove all the screws in here. So remove all the screws that we can find. All right. Once we remove all the screws, now we need to remove the back cover. Before we do that, we want to remove the SIM tray. So grab your SIM tray removal. Let's see if I can find a whole bunch of them here. So we're gonna poke through here and remove the SIM tray. Pull it out. Now we are gonna remove this cover right in here. We're gonna just peel it up and it's gonna just run it across, just like this, gently. And you can remove the back cover. All right, so we can see that the old one, the connector is down here, so it's a short connector, so it's under the bridge cable right in here. To remove it, we need to disconnect this one. We can disconnect the battery once for all from here. Just put your finger underneath and remove this main connector from here. So you can detach this one here, detach this other one. Okay. Now we need to lift up with the tweezers this one over here. There's a little adhesive underneath. All right, there we go. So what we need to do is to remove the screen on this side. To remove the screen, we need to put this opening tool to either be careful with the sharp glasses underneath the screen a little bit. Once you have a little bit underneath, you want to lift it up. You can use an alcohol, put it against like moving the back cover, let the alcohol do the most of the job, and remove the top one. But this one it does become really stuck. I recommend put a tape on top. So once you lift it up, it doesn't splash all the glass, everything over you. Tape right in here because otherwise you're gonna have glass everywhere. All right, now let's go ahead and try to lift it up like this gently. Not gently because it's broken anyway. So I'm gonna use a spatula to put it right in there. But there's an adhesive right in the middle too. So I'm gonna spray a little bit of more alcohol. Oops, right in there, and then let the alcohol just blend the adhesive and pull it back. Be careful with the sharp glasses. There we go. So let's put this to the guard. There's the circle thing that I was talking about from the glass. The camera is in there. So we're gonna trash this. So let's remove all the screws from here, everything. It's like a confetti here. Remove this X. Be careful with the glasses. Just remove everything in the corners. Use that toothbrush to clean up anything else. Any adhesive, extra adhesive in the corners. Right now I'm just cleaning up all around. All right. So let's clean up the table. Let's grab the new screen. All right. Let's go ahead and peel off this 3M tape right at the back. And we are going to bring it evenly over. Tape it down. Grab this connector, bend it a little bit, 45 degree, so it makes it easier. Move this adhesive or leave it there. So let's put the connector in there first. We want to put it over and test the screen. Make sure it sits nicely in there. Bring it over. Put it right there. Bring this bridge cable. Where it says main is the main board, which is the top section. All right, let's put this other one in. Connect the battery. You can try to connect the charger and see it displays anything on the screen. That means the screen is working. So I'm plugging in and I should see some sort of charging logo. There we go, right in the middle. But that means the screen it's working. Now we're gonna disconnect the battery, disconnect this cable. I'm just gonna disconnect this one. No, actually, I have to disconnect this other one too. So we're gonna remove the screen. And we're gonna put the glue. I'm gonna use this big one. We're gonna put a tiny line all across in the corners. Do not go over the speaker on the top section by the camera, so you won't be able to hear anything. I'm gonna put a tiny line right in the middle right here. One line in the middle, and one right in the other side. Little in the corners, and little on the bottom corners, right there. And that's it. Now we're gonna grab the camera, the screen. You're gonna bend it. You're gonna put it straight right in there. Once you have it in there, we're gonna put a face down on a flat surface. You wanna grab this main connector, put it in there. And before we put anything, we wanna try to put a little one drop right at the back of this connector so it sits down flat. Once you put it down, just one tiny drop right there. Let's put it there. And plug in the cables. Make sure everything is in place. Plug in the back. Hold this one down for a few seconds if you want, for 1 minute if you want to. And bring the rest of the casing over. Push down the corner. You're going to hear this click sound. That's what you want to hear. Nice big click sounds. If you see any gap opening, just pinch them and it will go to its place. All right, I'm going to plug in the charger to make sure that I'm getting a screen. And there we go. All right, it's working. So we're going to put all the screws on the back. We're going to put a glue right over, all across in the edges. Just do one zigzagging if you want to. Now we're going to put the back cover on top. So you can put rubber bands or you can put clamps on it. Put the which way this one goes in. And let's put this one gently. Don't tighten up too much if you're using this clamp, just gently. And put it once every few centimeters. And that should cover up today's video. Again, I hope you guys like this video and helped you guys out to do your screen replacement for your Samsung A50 model. If you have any question or requests, feel free to leave them in a video comment. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next videos. Just gonna finish up putting up these clamps at the bottom.